Your host, Killer Keemstar and Faze Banks.
You can find me in the heart of the city. You can tell me that I could have done more. You can show me why I'm here, what I'm feeling. All I know is all I know.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Mom's Basement. I'm here with the Faze Banks.
What's good, baby? You're a little drunky right now, right?
Yeah, I've been sipping on some White Claws.
And what's the occasion?
Well, I mean, I'm recently single, coming out of a big relationship. So, I'm just having some fun.
Is this your first public breakup?
Yeah.
How are you dealing with it?
It's pretty good because, me and baby mama are pretty mature people. You know what I mean? Like it's being handled really maturely. I'm not totally fine with it, but I'm fine with it, Yeah. Obviously the shit's hard, right?
Of course. I mean, you're so conditioned and used to living a certain way, and now it's completely been flipped upside down. Correct me if I'm wrong, but haven't you guys kind of always been like just kind of on the same page in terms of like, again, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know if I've misunderstood this over the years, but you guys more or less have stayed together and been together in the interest of your guys' kid, right?
Yeah.
Like mostly, like that's kind of mostly been the vibe. Like, yo, we got a fucking kid together, whatever. Does she, what's going on with her? If that's not too personal, like,
well, it's all kind of like, the last year I've been like sleeping almost every night over at my vacation house anyways, my other house, right? Like, so I go home, hang out with my kid. Like yesterday, I like went home, swam with Mia, took her shopping to get her some stuff that she wanted, some new goggles for the pool, whatever, hang out with my kid, hang out with Melissa a little bit. And then I'm out and I'm like doing my own thing. And I don't know, it's just, like we finally had to like make it like kind of like official, Yeah. I understand that there's some people that just break up or whatever and they go through the courts or any of that stuff. Like me and, Melissa, we just right off the bat was like, no, like we love our kid. We're going to do whatever we can for our kid.
Does Melissa have social media? Has she ever been interested in that shit or not at all?
No, not at all.
Whatsoever.
Like she couldn't care anything about the internet at all. So, yeah.
So you guys are spared of all the fucking opinion. I mean, because you've never really publicly put your family out there, which is obviously, I think, a great move, especially with what you do.
So many people throughout the years have like tried to like attack my girlfriend or use my ex-girlfriend, in ways. Like there was like this story out there that was like made up from a hacker or something.
I remember car keys, something about car keys.
Yeah. That
Isn't
I keyed her with car keys. Yeah. No, that's so like just stuff like that. And, people found her number and were like calling her number nonstop. And so she's just like, she wants nothing to do with the internet whatsoever. So yeah, it's kind of one of those things.
How's this whole breakup thing going to affect the show and affect you and your grind mode? Because I mean, we've talked privately and you're pretty open about all this. So I know you said you want to travel, you want to go experience some stuff. You know what I mean? We live fucking once and you want to go see the fucking world. You've been in your like little family bubble for how long? As long as I've known you.
13 years. You know what the biggest problem was?
Time. Such a long time.
A couple times a year, I'm coming to LA, I'm hanging out with you, right? A couple times a year, I'm like, I'm getting away. Like I'm getting away. I'm doing some stuff. When COVID hit and I was stuck home, I think that's kind of what pushed it over the edge for me. And, it's just like one of those things. But yeah, I mean, coming out of this has been like obviously difficult when you're with someone for such a long time. But the first thing I wanted to do is take a break. I wanted to take a break from the internet and go climb a mountain or go on some crazy adventure or something like that. And I'm still probably going to do that. But like, I couldn't get away because I had an obligation. I had to go down and shoutcast the Blueface fight, which by the way, was so much fun. Like bare knuckle boxing. I got to hand it to them. They're a smaller organization, but they're really trying to put some money and some, whatever they got behind like getting out to a bigger audience. So they hired me and Fuzi, and like a bigger audience. Listen up. All right. Bare knuckle boxing is the shit. Like
Savage.
it is so savage. Like, dude, now obviously like Blueface, he had gloves, and the other influencers, which me and Fusi commentated on, they all had gloves, but everybody else was literally bare knuckle boxing. And we're watching people get knocked out. We're watching, you know, great sportsmanship. Dude, the Big Show was there, you know, the fucking giant fucking wrestler, like he was there. I was around great people having a great time. And, you know, if bare knuckle boxing comes knocking on my door again, I'm doing an event with them, because it really was so much fun. And the fans there, they all accepted me and Fuzi. It was very welcoming. So yeah, I mean, that I had obligations, so I couldn't take a break, Banks. And, you know, and now I'm back, and the first thing I did is make a drama alert. I don't know how to turn it off, right? When news comes into the chat, and I got a story,
man. It's who you are. It's your identity.
You know,
I think you'll always work on drama alert, whether it's you in front of the camera or not. I think that'll be something that you do for forever. I can't imagine. As much
as I'm a jerk on Twitter, and as much as I'm a jerk online, like, you don't understand, like, to the fans, like, I need you, bro. Like, I don't know. I wasn't loved as much as a child or something. Like, there's a void in my heart, and I need those YouTube comments and those fucking replies. And I don't even care if it's, hey, like, you can go tell me to off myself. I'm just glad that, like, you know, I'm getting acknowledgement that I'm alive, I guess.
Makes you feel alive. You're a sick fuck for that. Going back to what you said though about like taking a break, as cliche and like corny even as this might sound, I really like, I think that the world would appreciate more than they know, like a fucking just a break. I feel like we should all come together and, like, you know, the movie The Purge, how once a year they just go out and fucking kill people and do savage, crazy shit. I feel like once a year
we should do that.
We should just shut I wouldn't mind that either. Occasionally. I'm just kidding. But, but no, we, once a year, we just all shut it off and just fucking live presently in the moment. No Twitter, no fucking nothing. You'd see a bunch of people outside and shit. It'd be dope. There'd be all these events around it. Be cool. I'm going to give a little exclusive to the Mom's Basement audience, honestly, and just drop it right now, because I've been on a fucking crazy MW2 kick. I know I told you in private, I haven't really talked about it public. I posted a couple Instagram stories, but we got 2 full Xbox 360 setups in our basement. You know, fully equipped with Xbox Live and MW2. We're working on getting 2 copies of Black Ops 2 as well, but we've just been running the 1v1s on Rust, and I've been whooping everyone's ass. Motherfuckers like to forget. I'm the fucking GOAT, bro. I'm actually
playing on an actual 360, because couldn't you play excuse me, on like an Xbox One or the new Xbox?
Yeah, but it's just like, it's that Xbox 360 controller in your hand. It's just that vibe, bro, with the Xbox 360 layout and the fucking, it's just I mean, that's my whole young adult experience is fucking MW2 on an Xbox, for better or for worse. I mean, it got me to where I'm at today, so there's not
every time Banks, go ahead.
No, you.
No, I was going to say, every time I've made this Twitter video like so many times, like showing the Xbox 360 controller and the Xbox One controller, and how the Xbox 360 controller is like literally the best controller ever made.
It is.
And it always goes viral. Everyone agrees with me.
It is.
Why is Xbox not making their new Xbox controllers like the 360? Now, obviously, put all the new stuff in it. I want the new stuff. I want, you know, better sticks. I want better buttons. I want all that stuff. But make the feel of it. Make the design
just
of it. Just improve on the
design. I think a lot of these tech companies, especially when it comes to hardware, I think they could all learn a thing or two from Apple, right? We've had the iPhone, and it's been the fucking same thing since the beginning, essentially, right? Yep. It's just been slowly and surely improved on. Obviously, the fucking whatever I have, the iPhone 12X Max, whatever the fuck this thing's called, with the 3 cameras and whatever. Obviously, it next to like the iPhone 3G looks fucking crazy different, feels crazy different. Everything about it is much better. But I really think that that's what they should fucking have always done from the, I don't know. Maybe it's,
you know what it is, but
yeah, go ahead.
You know what it is, Ricky? They hire all these people, right? And these people have to like validate their job, right?
Yeah.
So they're just constantly building new stuff. And like the whole idea of don't fix it if it's not broken goes out the window, because these people are hired to build stuff. And so they just build new stuff. And that's what you're dealing with always. I mean, how many times have you been on a social media app and they completely changed the layout? Nothing changed. Just the layout is different. Like the home button is now on the left when it used to be the right. Like, bro, what is the point of this?
This is exactly why we've seen, like, as far as like PC versus console, that's why we've seen PC over the past few years completely. I mean, I'm sorry to say, I'm a console kid fucking through and through, but the PC side of things has completely surpassed in dominated video games over the last 5 years. And it's because it's fucking exactly what we were just saying, keyboard and mouse, and there's not much to change about it. It fucking right. You don't fix what isn't broken, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know, man.
Yeah.
But what I was gonna, the information I was gonna drop, it isn't some big fucking secret that we have 2 360s, but we're doing an official collab with Optic, Phases.
What?
And it's pretty fucking legendary. It got leaked already. Mike Malak leaked it in one of his videos. He was in the Faze office. And it was kind of in the background of his video, some of the designs and stuff. But yeah, man, me and Hex linked up. As far as like these esports teams and organizations, especially specific to Call of Duty. And I mean, I don't even know. I feel like we kind of have been, I feel like we kind of started all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Optic gave us our first big push, and I don't know. I feel like we've fucking grown into this massive entity, and I feel like it's just a cool move. Just seeing our logos.
That's an amazing move. I mean, all I think I've ever wanted, because I am an Optic fan, and Hex knows I'm an Optic fan, and I fuck with his brand, but obviously Faze comes first. But all I've ever wanted was some piece of clothing that had a Faze logo and an Optic logo. That's all I've ever wanted, right? And the fact that it doesn't.
Let me tell you right now, these fucking designs are incredible. And not to like be that guy who like, this is such good merch, buy the merch, but like this shit is like, I see it and I look at it and I'm like, fuck, man, this is so cool. And we have a couple other like items and stuff. We're throwing around some ideas for like the founders, like some just some like specialty, like one of one items for all of us to like. And it all kind of stems back to like the MW2 vibes, the sniping vibes, because that's where they started, bro. They were a sniping team. Optic Predator, Nadeshot, bro. Do you remember fucking these two guys? That's where Nadeshot comes from, man. He's still in my phone as Optic Nadeshot. I'm in his phone as Soarbanks. And it's him and Predator, like that was their thing. That's where fucking Optic Predator, a name that I'm saying right now, and I would be surprised if fucking anybody listening knows who that is at this point.
I do.
Yeah, of course you do. You're a fucking triple OG. But he gave Nadeshot his initial push. He, like, you know what I mean? Without Predator, there is no Nadeshot. Without Hex, there is no Nadeshot. Without Nadeshot, there really is no like Optic as we know it today.
Nadeshot. It's so crazy because like people that don't know the history with Nadeshot was never like one of the best players, but he was a entertaining player, and he was able to work hard, because some people just have like natural skill, right? And they have to work way less. Nadeshot just grind it, and he works so hard at being a professional Call of Duty player.
Honestly, man, thank fucking God he was like mediocre. And I'm sorry, Matt, if you're listening to this or if somebody clips it to you, they'll probably leave this part out because everyone's a dishonest fucking scumbag these days. But
dude, welcome to 2021 scumbags.
It's a good thing that he was mediocre though, because it fucking led him into like retirement. He ended up retiring because he was fucking over people blaming Optic losing on him, and unfortunately something happened between him and Hex. But that, whatever. There was some kind of falling out. But he started 100 Thieves, and now he's seeing crazy success with that and doing that the right way.
Way back in the day, Nadeshot hits me up and he goes, Keemstar 100 Thieves. This is like when he just started. And I'm like,
so funny.
And I thought about it and I was like, yeah, I'm down. Like, give me a chunk of equity type of shit. But the conversation didn't go any farther than
That's
that.
So funny. That's so funny.
Nadeshot, we should have made that deal. It would have been Mom's Basement, Nadeshot and Keemstar.
Yeah, fucking right. You guys can both eat a dick. No, but like, I don't know. It's fun. It's fun and cool to like look back on the history of things and just like, it really is so true, man. Some of the worst things that happen in your life and the most like controversial, like, you know what I mean? Like fucking just super big changes. I mean, you're going through one right now, right? With your breakup.
Yeah.
But we look back on these sometimes in hindsight when things are better and, you know what I mean? Even sometimes the best. Like I would argue that Nadeshot's at the peak of where he's ever been in his career right now. And it's like, it's a good thing, you know, it's a good thing him and Hex had like a falling out. It's a good thing that it's fucking a great thing that he was kind of ass at Call of Duty. He wasn't ass. I'm poking fun now. He was obviously fucking, you know what I mean? He competed with the best of the best of the best. But
I constantly think about the history and like how things all developed. And one of the craziest stories ever is I had this graphic designer that was like making me a banner for my YouTube channel. This is way back in like 2010, 2011. And I shouted him out and it was like his first big push. And then he went on to start Faze Clan. It was Tommy. He was my graphic designer.
That's amazing. Yeah, it's so fucking
like,
cool.
You know how fucking wild that is? And then you and your friends were like a fan of me. And then later in life, like I became a fan of you.
My IRL fans, me and my fucking real life fans, we would watch the fucking old Halo trolling videos. And when I first talked to you, that's what you did. You sent me and I still have that. It's at my parents' house. I still have that copy of Halo 3 with signed by Keemstar. It's fucking legendary. It's actually legendary.
It's just so crazy where the fuck we came from. Like we've been in the game for such a long fucking time. It's insane.
And that's kind of how we like really had our first conversation. We talked shit to each other because you were like reporting on some sore shit. And, and I was like, fuck you. Like, it was so much different back then. I was listening to a clip of a podcast and they were talking about how fucking crazy different it is, like the politics for now versus back in the day, like how these kids responded to you. Like you were reading the tweets, like all the old sore kids telling you to fuck off.
Yeah, did you see? Dude, there's this viral clip.
Like really gnarly shit.
Dude, there's this viral clip of me reporting a drummer and just reading some foul shit that's being said to me, and I'm doing it with a straight face because honestly, that's the way the fucking internet was.
But that's
dude,
why
if I had to read
so
that shit
fucking
today, I'd be like,
these days, it's like, I don't know, man. It's really, I can't remember the last time I saw a comment or a tweet that like really like dug into me, that really sat with me and stayed with me, because it's just dude, like we've heard it all. We've been fucking, you know what I mean? It's just like, it's words on a screen at this point.
Dude, the environment is so lame that the only thing kids say now is ratio and you fell off. Like that's how lame the fucking entire
the ratio thing is so it's so uncreative, and it's just like, what are you even doing? And 99.9% of the time, I mean, right now at this point, it's like 100% of the time you're not ratioing anybody with that fucking tweet. You know what I mean? It's so lame.
I agree.
But yeah, we're doing that fucking collab. You heard it here first on Mom's Basement. Probably gonna get in trouble for dropping that, but honestly, like we have our fucking little community here, and I appreciate the feedback and stuff. I want to give you guys kind of the first wind of that. But it's happening all off the heels of like COD champs. So for anybody that doesn't keep up with competitive Call of Duty, Atlanta Faze, easily the best team in the league. And we're, you know, that's what we expect from the guy.
Optic beat them?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know.
No, recently I thought no, maybe I'm wrong. I think Faze actually came out on top.
Like, you know, yeah, go ahead.
Dude, think about back in the day when we used to absolutely love like competitive Call of Duty. Like we used to watch it religiously. And now me and you, like we got other shit going on. We don't watch that stuff at all. But can I explain to the audience why it was so much fun?
Yeah, run it.
The atmosphere was different. All right. If you think of YouTube boxing today, you know, Jake Paul is literally like trying to smash his opponent's girlfriends or wives, and like there's storylines, there's shit talk, right?
Yeah.
What happened was all these big brands came into the Call of Duty scene, and the pros don't talk shit anymore. They don't say anything. There's no controversy. Yeah. There's no fucking, you know, another player's girl.
That's one thing I've always criticized about esports, is it just tries to be professional sports so much in like the way that it's all structured and the professionalism. It's fucking
it's boring.
It's
boring.
I mean, it's just,
dude,
I wouldn't say it's boring, but it's just, it could be a lot cooler.
For someone like me who is not like, you know, like a hardcore COD nerd, like I love COD, I play COD, every COD that comes out, but I'm a normie when it comes to Call of Duty, right? For people like me, the only way we're gonna invest into some hardcore Call of Duty fucking esports is if we have a storyline. Think of the storylines back in the day, fucking Nadeshot versus what was his name? What was his name?
Fucking Aches.
Like, oh my God, they would constantly be talking
like
shit back and forth on Twitter.
Yeah, they like pushed each other on fucking main stage and shit. It's
so
like,
much good shit.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. What attracted me, like the peak of my professional Call of Duty interest was like the Farico Impact era, like Parasite and those fucking guys.
God.
Killa. Adam,
dude, we
Sloss.
gotta explain to the fans, like, dude, these kids, these three guys are technically there was four of them. They were on a team called Farico Impact.
Karma didn't really talk shit, but the other three definitely did. Miracles, fucking Killa, and Parasite.
They went off. Do you remember Choo Choo Train?
Yeah, they would say some foul shit. They were telling like owners of the teams that they make more money than them and shit like that, like just crazy shit. I mean, I think there should be some, like, you know what I mean, you shouldn't be able to fucking tell somebody to go kill themselves or something like that. Like they
were saying wild shit like that, but they were doing enough to make the game entertaining. And if anyone from COD esports with any power influences listening right now, go back, watch those clips of Farico Impact. There's a viral video of them just fucking going off. They're talking all kinds of shit in the middle of playing and winning and destroying,
Twitter,
fucking owning.
Parasite's Twitter bio for a while was "I piss excellence." It's just like, dude, he's just such a fucking dirty rat. I love him, but I do miss that shit.
Why can't we get back to that?
Listen, this is the thing. Especially nowadays, this generation is so like, what's the fucking word? Like their attention spans. Woke. There's not woke. Jesus Christ. No, not woke. Like just their attention spans. There's so much content, such a wide variety of content at these fucking kids' fingertips. It's not enough anymore to just be, you know what I mean? Like even the NFL has like Hard Knocks, and it like puts these fucking shitty teams on to the point where like you're kind of rooting for them, and you know these guys on a personal level, and they're doing all this extra content on top. And I know these esports teams are doing it too, but it's just like, I have always believed that the content should come first. The UFC, the content comes first, bro. The build up, the content, the fucking dialogue, the back and forth, it is fucking 99.9% of the fight. Fights last for fucking 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's
dude,
like,
these boxing events, they hire me to, you know, amplify storylines, to promote the event, right? Dude, why is not like Call of Duty hit me up, or like Fortnite, dude, like Friday Fortnite, like I ran that show good. Like, dude, I can get back into this gaming space and blow this up because I truly understand what people want out of these types of events. And I'm sorry, but
everyone needs an additional driver. It's really not enough to just pick a team. That's my favorite team, and I want to see that team win, and I'm going to watch them fucking play all the time and hope that they win. Fingers crossed. It's not enough, dude. With the NFL, like, and traditional sports, I think that the introduction of gambling into esports, when that gets figured out and like done on like a super like macro fucking crazy level, I think that'll, you know what I mean, elevate things. That's why CSGO,
it'll help a little bit. That's why
CSGO was so fucking cracking. And I mean, it'll help a lot. What do you mean? If you removed gambling from sports, you'd see you'd see a massive decrease in viewership and interest. You just would. Like DraftKings and fucking MyBookie and all these. Our sponsor,
MyBookie, they're talking about getting involved in the esports scene.
Somebody should. The first company that really comes and does it the correct way. I mean, they stand to fucking make a shit ton of money. But also it really is healthy for the sport. You just need an additional fucking incentive. Like you need an additional reason to be excited for something apart from I want them to win. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, here's another thing to think about. Do you remember back in the day that the girlfriends were famous? Like the e-girls, the girls that were dating the pros, like even they were famous. Like I don't know any fucking girl dating a pro.
In our own little bubble, they were, yeah.
In our own little bubble, bro. Back then, I was covering nothing but that and getting like 500,000 views. What do you mean? Our bubble was huge.
Well, relationships in general, I don't know. Yeah, I guess.
Remember Kenzie and fucking and Scump? Yeah. Dude, the drama between those two, is so fucking good. It has nothing to do with Call of Duty. Literally just a pro player and his girlfriend. There was so much drama. People were tuning in to watch Call of Duty esports to see who Kenzie was going to be with at the event. Like, there was just so much good stuff.
Esports in general, man. There's just so many question marks and so much to just so much to improve on, honest. It sucks. It's so bizarre to me that, I mean, even like you kind of just said, it just seemed to be so much bigger and more engaged fucking even like 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. You know what I mean? How's that possible?
Dude, remember we would go to events and the place like fucking just like, dude, they would love it. Like
and the fucking the viewership isn't like, you know what I mean, through the roof either. It's not like any of these massive, dude, think about how much of a massive increase in production and budget and fucking prize pools and money. Think about all the money that's being dumped into these fucking things. Yeah, the fucking pro team, all these fucking like league spots cost fucking whatever, north of like 20 million fucking dollars. And you had just as much, if not even I
think more. I'm
so
almost
too.
certain the view numbers were bigger back in the day. I remember going to a UMG event. All right, this is not MLG, which was the official one.
For inflation, by the way, definitely. I mean, the viewership shit on it. And what I mean by that is there's way more people, you know what I mean, playing video games nowadays and fucking on the internet and connected nowadays than they were 10 years ago, obviously, right? So
I want to say it was like 2015. I went to a UMG event. It was in Nashville, and a UMG was like kind of like the minor leagues. It wasn't like MLG, which was the pros at the time, right? And so the UMG event had 400,000 concurrent people watching the event. 400,000. You know what I mean? Is there 400,000 people watching COD esports today? I don't think so. I don't know.
No, I don't think so. I mean, I could be wrong, and I don't mean to shit on fucking, you know what I mean, COD,
of course,
esports,
you
or
own
esports
a team.
or esports
own a
in
team.
general. I just, like I said, I think that the content side of things and the little sparks of interest could be.
It just goes to show how much people on Twitter that pretend to be offended have ruined life, entertainment. Like they have.
That's always been the case. Entertainment's always taken the biggest hits. I mean, comedy these days, even like, dude, when's the last time a fucking banger comedy like like a super bad?
I literally just had this conversation with this girl. You can't make a comedy like today. Like you can't.
And nowadays too, it's like there's a protected, like South Park. I was watching this whole. Have you ever seen 6 Days to Air, the little mini documentary? It's so South Park. The way South Park does their show is they write it, animate it, and they do everything in 6 days and release it on the 7th day when they're in season. That's why fucking South Park's jokes are always completely like relevant. That's why they can stay up to date with like the presidential elections and just current events, like up down to the fucking day. You know what I mean? Like some shit could happen, and 3 days later, South Park's dropping an episode about it. You know what I'm saying? But like my point was their sense of humor, obviously they get away with fucking saying crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's because it's South Park. If somebody came out, could you imagine like South Park is over party? Everybody could fucking point to somebody trying to, create that wave and be like, dude, shut the fuck up. It's South Park.
Isn't it strange how a few people have slept, or a few entities or people have slipped through the cracks? Like me, like, it's really hard for me to get canceled, like nearly impossible. But at the same time, I'm not saying the crazy shit that I said back in the day. Like I've toned shit down. But it's weird how some entities like South Park, maybe Simpsons, whatever, like you can't cancel them. But everyone else,
iDubbbz is another one of those on the internet.
Yeah.
It's because there's just people. I think people down, deep down, even if they're easily offended, I think that people, respect authenticity, and people who are just, you know what I mean, I don't know, but it doesn't leave much room for newcomers. You know what I mean? What if there's a fucking Matt Trey or a Matt Stone and Trey Parker, you know, a young Matt Stone and Trey Parker out there somewhere? Those are the creators of South Park. What if they're out there and they have a crude sense of humor and it's fucking funny and the world should see it, needs to see it, and it's on the level of fucking social influence that South Park is potentially, but they just can't fucking do it because there's no room. There's no room for them to fucking crack their humor because, yeah, I don't know. And the entertainment industry's always taking the fucking biggest hit. Always. Comedy is an endangered fucking entity at this point. It's like you can't.
So messed up because, dude, like the thing is, like, especially dark comedy, like jokes that are not politically correct whatsoever, right? Jokes like that are like purposely meant to be offensive, and that's why they're funny, is because they're so offensive. Stuff like that is such a cure for you know, people that are going through something. You know, you're going through some shit and you hear some fucked up shit and it's so wild that it shocks your system that you start laughing because it's so insane, right?
Yeah.
And it gives you a break from fucking reality. Like, I was watching this movie Jaws with this girl and an old guy, you know, Jaws was filmed in like 1970 something.
A new girl?
I was just hanging out with this girl and we're watching Jaws, and yeah. And anyhow, this old person was in the movie and they had a scene, a couple lines, and I'm like, I go to her, I'm like, I wonder who that is, like, as far as the actor, and she instantly goes, oh, he's dead.
100%.
You know, just shit like that, bro. I was dying, right? Because, yeah, you know, it was filmed like in the 70s. He is dead. But like just this crude fucking wild stuff. Now, if she were to say something like that online, imagine the response. Like, dude, that's insensitive. That's fucked up. Too soon. Like, you know what I mean? Just shit like that. Like, I don't know how we can ever find our way back to having fun, to laughing, you know?
Yeah. It's weird that we have to like pause before we laugh, or like, I don't know. There's like pros and cons to it. I don't want to completely shit on like the kind of general cleanup, social cleanup, but it's when things get pushed too far is when it's like, dude, come on, man.
Have you ever noticed when people are getting canceled for old tweets, it's always like 2012? Like every time I see an old tweet from someone where they said something messed up and they're getting exposed for it.
Admittedly, I just dealt with some shit. Like I had it wasn't even necessary. It wasn't even like, it really wasn't even anything that crazy, but someone found an old tweet of mine from fucking literally 2012. It was 2012.
See, I told you, it's always 2012.
Which is why I bring it up.
To our audience, I want to hear the story back, so you got to tell me. But real quick for our audience, pay attention, right? When old tweets get exposed, look at the day. I guarantee it's 2012. Dude, everybody was a savage in 2012. They were saying some messed up stuff on Twitter, but go ahead.
My shit wasn't even really that bad, in my opinion. And I don't know, I got a couple favorites on it, saw it, deleted it obviously, and I don't know, a bunch of people screenshotted it, and it was nice to see most of the people responding to it were like, bro, first of all, this is in 2012, second of all, this isn't that bad, like shut the fuck up. But it's just crazy.
Wait, are you gonna tell us what it was?
No, I'm not. We're not gonna go into the details of the fucking tweet. If somebody wants to go,
did you tell somebody to drink bleach?
No. It wasn't like that. But yeah, no, I don't know. It's interesting.
You seem a little down, or like, are you tired, or are you actually down?
Honestly, I'm relaxed. I've been through such a fucking gnarly month, honestly, that I'm kind of mentally, I'm at the point where I'm just like, you know what, dude, fuck it. Like, I'm focusing on, like, after this, I got me and my girl are gonna fucking go upstairs, make fucking homemade soup, go for a walk. That sounds crazy, right? Like,
I thought that was going somewhere else. Me and my girl are gonna go upstairs. We're gonna make.
Yeah, we're gonna make soup, go for a walk, and then maybe fucking blow her back out.
Wait, what kind of soup are you making?
Chicken soup. My stomach's been fucked up the past couple days.
Homemade chicken soup is
the gas.
Do you have a good recipe, or is it your girl?
No, my girl made it one time, and I was like, she's always talking about how she can cook and shit. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Like, I haven't seen you cook. And she's like, this little rich girl from fucking Malibu who's had like private chefs her whole life and shit. So I'm like, you can't fucking cook, in the back of my mind. And then her mom came over and they cooked this soup and it was fucking amazing.
I can't get over the fact that we were like worrying about having a guest, and we're right now we're recording the most real fucking best podcast we've ever made.
No, I wasn't tripping on the guest. I honestly just wanted to have CoffeeZilla on. A bunch of people gave us the fucking that feedback. Coffee, he just dropped the I know you're more over the subject than I am, which is hilarious because maybe it's because I'm so like deeply
involved,
connected to it. Yeah. But he just dropped the final part of Save the Kids. He didn't say anything because this whole fucking time, I mean, you know how much time I've spent with fucking Coffee and Muda. I'm like, guys, seriously, if I fucking see one more Save the Kids mention, like there's fucking people still out there who think I'm the mastermind behind Save the Kids, when in reality I had
there's not. There's no one that thinks you're the mastermind. Come on.
Yeah, maybe not, but like speculate on it because I am connected to all these people individually. Like these people are my friends. I've lived with some of these people. I understand it. But I'm like, man, can you guys, I mean, at this point they know fully that I have zero to do with it. Can you fucking clear my name? Pop my face, me and Tico's faces on the screen and said that, clearing the innocent people. I don't think he really mentioned much more about it. I watched the whole thing. It was a good video. It's so wild. You saw that? Did you watch that video?
The new one from Coffee?
Yeah.
I haven't. What's the update?
Oh man, you'd be going off right now. Sam Pepper was in the whole fucking video. He's in the thumbnail and shit.
Wait, is Sam the mastermind?
Well, what Coffee kind of breaks it. Coffee's conclusion on it basically is that it's basically Sam and Frazier are like.
I told you.
I
told you. I mean, I'm kind of wrong because if Frazier is also the mastermind, then you know whatever. But I knew Sam was involved.
Listen, mastermind in the sense that, from what Coffee's gathered, it seems that Frazier had the initial idea. Let's do a coin. We're all in this crypto thing. We're doing all these crypto deals. Whatever. I don't think necessarily Frazier knew what he was doing was harmful or wrong. To be honest, I still do believe that. But it was his idea. He's like, let's do this like charity coin. Let's make sure it's bulletproof. It's fail safe. Let's make sure it can't get dumped on or fail or do anything with the anti-whale code, all that shit. Came up with the name, I guess, put the pieces in place, put everything in motion, and then brought Sam on to kind of help fund it. Go hit up people who have enough crypto to fund it and get things rolling. And I guess it's confirmed at this point that Sam is responsible for the altering of the anti-whale code.
Wow.
At the very beginning of the launch, like right before launch, turned off the anti-whale code to prevent people from dumping all their money. And from what it seems, Sam and all the wallets connected to him, which remain to be known whether they're his wallets or like his quote unquote friends' wallets. They could be his, they could be his quote unquote friends. We don't know that. But every wallet that he brought in that he's associated with sold first. So if anybody made any real money, it was probably Sam. He sold his fucking car, I guess. Like somebody has like a private investigator following him, taking pictures of him. He sold his car and moved to the UK. So.
Wow.
And when Coffee asked him if he sold his car, he said no. And Coffee really is a fucking straight up PI investigator. Like this motherfucker's really about that life, which is why I wanted to have him on. I wanted to ask him maybe we'll have him on next week. I don't care to get into the specifics of these scam fucking things anymore. It's honestly redundant, but like how he fucking developed these skills and like what drives him to do it. And like, I don't know, it's interesting because Coffee, I've consumed a lot of his content and talked to him. He actually is a really interesting dude. But yeah, he fucking told Coffee, no, I didn't sell my car. And Coffee went and got a dude to call like Carfax and fucking like locate his exact car, and it was sold. He did sell it and fucking moved. I don't know. It's fucking sketchy. But I mean, the anti-whale thing at the end of the day, that's what made everything fail. You know what I mean? That's what caused Tico to lose all of his money. That's what caused the whole initial dump, which made everybody else panic, take their money out because nobody wants to fucking lose money.
Do you know if there was ever an intent to actually help kids in any way? Was there ever an actual real intent from the beginning to help kids?
Well, again, so this is like the biggest part of it, right? In my own private conversations with Frazier, he's told me, yes, money was donated. The amount of money that was listed on the website was donated. Something like I want to say he said something like $100,000, maybe $200,000 was put in an escrow through whatever the fuck thing they did. I don't know enough about like the logistics of it, but yeah, I mean, I kind of want to go and listen. It makes fucking absolutely zero sense. And again, it goes all the way back to my initial thoughts about the whole thing. It makes absolutely zero fucking sense that these dudes would record a video, put this logo on the video, publicly endorse and claim to be ambassadors of this project, knowing that this was never going to help, quote unquote, help kids. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like there's zero charitable aspect that they could just completely get away with it. Nobody would check in. Nobody would fucking have anything to say that isn't wildly illegal. Like, so
I kind of want to go in your head a little bit. Like, how do you rationalize this? Right. Forget everyone else, but like Frazier, right? Yeah. Frazier is literally like your boy, like your roommate, your brother that you've known forever. But just more than that, like you lived with him. He's like your family. How do you rationalize him of all people doing something shady like this?
So again, I'll always stand by these words in saying I don't think that Frazier has a malicious, like Frazier isn't a malicious person. I don't think his intent ever was to hurt anybody or take money from his fans or anything like that. I think that he was careless. I think that he didn't think things through. I think that he treated a lot of these deals, again, if you go and look at Coffee's final video, I think he treated a lot of these deals as just simple brand deals. He's getting paid in the coins. Right. He's promoting this product in his mind, just like anything else he's ever done. And it's quicker money. It's easier money. It's you know what I mean? It's something that he can do on his own. He doesn't need fucking really much help doing it. And he had the blinders on. He's making all this money. It's quick, easy money. And he just fucking, you know what I mean? Rode that wave. And he sees, you know, these coin deals. You see people like Kim Kardashian and fucking, and all these rappers and shit, like doing it, and fucking Jake Paul, and everybody's trying to get involved in crypto one way or another, but it's kind of all like fuzzied in together and you don't really know. I don't know. That's what I genuinely feel like what was his mindset going in. And just like everybody else, listen, every creator at one point or another promotes a product, has some kind of deal with somebody, and whether they want to admit it or not, it always fucking crosses their mind. Well, I can just do this. I can just create this product. Why am I going to promote these fucking plastic water bottles when I can just produce my own and sell it and cut the brand out completely?
So you think that's basically what Frazier was doing?
5% of the sale, I make fucking 90% of the sale. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's probably what he was thinking about with Save the Kids. And obviously I think the intention with the Save the Kids brand was definitely more leaning toward a marketing stunt, like to get people to pull on people's heartstrings and get them in. I'll admit that I really do think that that's probably what the motivation was behind the branding. I don't think that this was.
I've had conversations with Coffee. I've had conversations with Coffee and Muta, and obviously I'm not going to leak our private conversations, but I don't think that they would care if I talk about this one point. Something that Coffee said to me multiple times that stuck in my mind. He said, if the name of the coin was like poop scooper or something, like he wouldn't have even looked into it. No one would have cared, right? Like you're literally saying to the world, like, this is a shit coin, right? Yeah. But when you have a coin, when you have a cryptocurrency set up, like you're saving kids, I mean, that's what made this thing so fucking bad, you know?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. You know? Yeah. I mean, and I think that, I don't know. I think that again, how do I rationalize it? Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody fucking, and I'm not excusing anything, so don't fucking misinterpret me or like, you know what I mean? Pick apart what I'm saying. I'm just speaking from the fucking heart and really how I feel. I think that it's really important for people to fuck up in life. You know what I mean? I think that wherever this leads him, whatever's next for him, I think, and I honestly pray that one day there's a point where, you know, he can look back in hindsight and say, I'm fucking, you know what I mean? I can at least appreciate this time of my life because it taught me A, B, C, D, you know, because before this, Frazier grew up on this shit. He joined Faze when he was fucking 16 years old. He's never really had to deal with any fucking hardship. He flew under the radar for most of the time he spent on the internet because he really wasn't all that relevant or big. You know what I mean? He was outshined and outclassed by pretty much everybody. He wasn't getting any fucking views, really doing anything on a grand level up until lately, you know, the past few years. So, and he's never been wrapped up in drama. He's never seen that side of the internet. He's never had to deal with that. So maybe also too, in his mind throughout all this, he's like, well, if I have to address stuff, then whatever. I've never had to before, and it's probably not that bad. But this is this is a disaster. Honestly.
Let me back up your point about like going through shit and how good that is for you in the long road. Recently, Logan Paul and KSI, they did a podcast together on Impulsive, and it's literally like one of the best podcasts ever. It really made me jealous because we've had KSI on here and our conversations weren't that good. But those two obviously have chemistry and a history. They boxed each other, right?
Yeah,
but
I mean, their relationship is so tied and intimate, and like, even if it's in a weird negative way, it's like, yeah.
But they talked about so much stuff, and it was so interesting because Logan talked about, you know, him in the suicide forest and his whole scandal, and he talked about how grateful he was now because of that happened, because he's literally a different person.
And on top of that, he said, I honestly look back at that and I think that if that hadn't happened, I'd be dead right now. And it sounds really over the top and really fucking like extra, like, okay, bro, you'd be dead. But then all the stories that they go into about like to the extent and lengths he'd go to get these like viral videos, and he's vlogging every day. He genuinely, I mean, talk about having the blinders on. He didn't give a fuck about anything, his health, nothing. All he cared about was uploading a fucking vlog every day.
And I don't think, like, there's no way to you, the audience that's listening right now, there's no way for us to explain what it's like to be on a daily grind like that, especially vlogging, right? There's no way for us to explain how hard that is. From the outside looking in, that looks like someone's just having fun, right?
I mean,
and it looks so easy.
I can tell you, I've seen wild amounts of success vlogging on a consistent basis. I think at my max was putting out 2, sometimes 3 videos a week. If one of the videos was an easy, like, sit down type explanation video, but like 2 videos a week. And then I transitioned into Faze Bank Sundays, only Sundays. And let me fucking tell you, bro, these were 20-minute videos. And exactly like you said, it just looks like a fucking great time. Look at this kid's life. Everything's fucking awesome. But like, even to stretch, like, I had to stretch myself so fucking thin just to get 1 video out a week. I cannot imagine a video a day.
And dude, there's a few other people that comes to the top of my head, like Lance Stewart or whatever, there's a lot of people that did the daily vlogging, but not like Logan Paul and not like Jake Paul. Like, they were doing a lot of wild stuff to make their content. And it was every day, bro, with that Disney Channel flow. I mean, it was every day. I don't know how either one of them actually did that, thinking back. Like, at the time, like, I hated them because they were like so toxic.
Both those kids have that gene. I've always given Jake credit for this. I've always fucking given Logan credit for this. These motherfuckers are workhorses. They're dogs. They really do have that in them to like ignore everything.
Do you want to hear some other insane shit? Fuzi came here to time. The entire time he was making content for his TikTok, content for his Instagram, fucking content for his YouTube channel. Dude, he's the same thing. Fuzi, he was an everyday vlogger too. Like, these motherfuckers are built different. I'm like, bro, you're here on vacation. Let's just chill. Nope. Like, he worked the entire time. I mean, we had fun. He did chill. But I'm telling you, like, he worked. I don't know how. Me feel like I was being a little lazy. I was like, damn, maybe I should be working on my Instagram. I started posting more on Instagram and shit, you know, but it's like, it's insane. It really is just insane what some people are doing in the industry to social media. And you're never going to recognize me as another creator. I don't recognize it right away, you know?
Yeah.
So But hey, I think we should wrap it up there, right there. I think for this week, we don't have a comment section here on Spotify, so the only way we get feedback is from Twitter. If you could tag Banks and Keemstar and use the camera emoji
for the daily
to
vlogs.
give us.
Like
for the daily vlogs, to give us your feedback on just what you think about the episode, your thoughts, your opinions on anything we talked about. We love seeing that feedback. Gets us pumped up for the next episode. And
go get your fucking dick wet, Keem. Go live that single life. Go travel the fucking world. Go do drugs. Get drunk.
We'll see you next week.
Peace. Alrighty, brother. Go enjoy your night.
You can find me in the heart of the city. You can tell me